Does Michigan State Jonathan Smith deserve to be fired? And will he be fired?
You are Locked On College Crossover, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
This crossover edition of Locked On the Portal and Locked On Spartans. I'm your host, Brian Smith, longtime college football recruiting analyst. Thank you for making this crossover a part of your day each and every day right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. We are brought to you by our friends at FanDuel, where new customers can bet just $5, and if that bet hits, you can unlock $300 to use across the FanDuel app. We're going to be talking about Michigan State's schedule later on in the show. They've got 3 games left. They need to win at least one of those to give some hope for the fans. But will that happen, and why should or should it not? We're also going to talk about recruiting and transfer portal concerns. They actually have a pretty decent recruiting class, but how many of those young men will be committed if this path in relation to that schedule continues on the route that it is, because they've lost 6 in a row? And that leads to the number one thing here. After doing some research, there is no doubt the Michigan State fans want Jonathan Smith fired. Is it deserving, and why? I'm going to tell you why I think it is, and I'm going to lead off with a stat as soon as I introduce my guy here. Matt Sheehan, Locked On Spartans. He needs a GoFundMe started for his psychiatry that he needs as a Spartan fan. I will say this. When I went to the 24/7 Michigan State site today, a lot of great, not good, great articles about Izzo and the Spartans basketball program. Go check that out. I thought it was good. Yeah. But at the same time, it's never a good sign, Matt. And the entire front page has 0 articles about the football team in the middle of November. I've never seen that before, because Michigan State fans, I know growing up in India, they are a diehard group.
Oh, yeah.
0.
Oh, yeah.
0. Matt, any comments on that for me, friend?
We are a very blessed fan base in the sense that we also put a lot of passion into basketball, but let's not kid ourselves. And I've known this just through like our own numbers that we get here in Locked On Spartans, that against all odds, like this is still a football first school. Yes, it's a little closer than most schools are, but the fact that it's just all basketball on a lot of these sites that you look, it's not just a bye week for Michigan State. It's a mental health week for Michigan State fans. So we're just putting football on the back burner for just a few days this week as basketball's getting their season started. So that's a welcome sight. Let's just learn about Izzo. Let's just look at this round ball team, and then we'll get back to football next week, or right now, I suppose.
Well, Matt, here's the stat that I was reiterating to you off air, and the one I kind of hinted at at the top of the show. This is pathetic, because when I think of Michigan State, I think of power football on offense, play action passing, and on defense, getting after the quarterback, and it's tough to run the football. That means you're in a lot of long yardage situations. The pass defense has a chance to make plays. Yeah. Take a guess how many interceptions the Spartans have this year, Matt.
Oh, my God. Whoa, I can't remember more than 2. 2? Is it not even 2? 3. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Horrendous.
It's not good. It's not good. Oh,
in 9 games.
Oh, God. It makes sense.
I've never seen a Michigan State secondary or defense. Linemen can get tips and stuff too. Like, part of it is bad luck. You have things that go on.
Sure. Yeah.
But there's no way they're coached well if you have 3 picks. I'm sorry, because they get better talent than that. They're not. This isn't.
Yeah, but do they? I don't know. I mean, this is also, I feel like, the 3rd year in a row I'm having this conversation. You know what? Like, maybe even the 4th year, because even that 2021 season, their pass defense was giving up what seemed like 750 yards a game. It was as good as that team was. Their defense was trying their best to drag them down to 6 wins instead of 11, which they got that year. Everything is in harmony when it's that bad, right? Like, sure, I mean, you can point to coaching. I personally think Joe Rossi is a fine coordinator. Dare I say, maybe even above average. It's just the tools he has to work with aren't the greatest in the shed, I think. Like, you're not getting a pass rush. That's leaving your secondary out there who already doesn't have elite talent. Like, they got to fight for their lives and be on an island for 5, 6, 7 seconds back there, it seems like. And then when the pass is thrown, you're watching the game on TV, and well, sometimes the corner or the safety isn't even on the screen when the receiver catches it. So to hear that there's only 3 interceptions, that's actually one more than I thought we had, which is horrible. But it seems to make sense because it's just been a failure at every aspect of the game for the last few seasons, even dating before this coordinator has been into town. So, like, when does the misery end? When do we get off this train to hell? Because I would love to go back, not even to the days of the no-fly zone when we won the Rose Bowl, but just like the 2019 defense was fine enough. Like, I'll take that. Just a nice above-average defense would be cool. I hate it, man. This is why we talk about basketball, Brian. Because look at me. I'm already in shambles right now. Not even 6 minutes into the show. So, yeah.
All right, let's cut to the chase here.
Okay.
Top of your head, 33 million, is that correct? Is that
33, 32, 31. It's north of 30. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
From what I'm reading on the Red Cedar message board, they don't want to pay it.
That's what seems to be the where the tides are going right now. Yeah.
What kind of apathy on a scale of 1 to 10 do you think there will be in the offseason if they do not rid themselves of Jonathan Smith?
Okay, so how are we doing the apathy scale? Like 10 is the worst apathy you could have. Like 10 is like your excitement to be in the Secretary of State office. It'd be an 11, I think. Look, I understand it, and I've talked about it too. Like 33 million, yes, it is well short of what LSU just paid. It is well short of what Penn State just paid. That's still a whale of an amount of money, though. Like, that is a lot to just generate, especially at a school, and it's not the sexy thing to talk about, but they're making a bunch of cuts around, like, the academic side. Because, Brian, like, we are also a college. Like, I know that it is lost with a lot of people, myself included a lot of times. But what are the optics looking like if you're paying? It's not just $33 million, but to bring a new coach in here. You got to give him a top assistant pool. You got to give him top NIL and recruiting resources in a coaching cycle where there's going to be a lot of competition. That's a lot of money that you got to raise here. So does it seem like that they're actually going to walk towards year 3 of Jonathan Smith? I think so, but I think that even financially, that could be a mistake. Because all that you're going to save in year 3, as if that year doesn't go well, is the buyout only drops to, I think, $26-ish million. It's not like you're saving like $20 million here if you push this down the road another year. And also, Jonathan Smith comes back. Hey, give him good NIL. Let's load this roster up. Who's gonna donate to like strong NIL?
I was waiting for that.
That's the $1 trillion question. We had a conversation the other day with Corey Robinson of 24/7 Sports. Kind of had the same sentiment of like, who's going to be donating here? Who's going to get fired up for this if there is year 3 of Jonathan Smith? And he said, like, well, they'll probably also rely on corporate sponsors, which is true. But how about this? How about you get a new coach, you get new energy, you get donations from the donors, and also corporate sponsors. Like, you could just pile it all up on top of each other. But Corey, he had the same thought that I had. It's like, why kick this can down the road just to save like what would be $6 million? Maybe even harm the NIL pool a little bit more. It's just a great spot to be in right now, Brian. We're having a hoot and a half over here. So, yeah.
Well, it is a little rough.
A little.
Yeah. And on that note, that's a really good segue here. When we come back, I want to discuss Matt's biggest concerns for the offseason transfer portal. For those who do not know, this is a very tricky thing. This is not related just to Michigan State. There's only one transfer portal window. So if they get hammered because they don't get rid of Smith, they don't have a chance to recoup it in the spring window because there isn't one.
No.
That is next here. And remember, GoFundMe for Matt Sheehan Psychiatry. That's
please. And thank you. Please and thank you.
That is next on this crossover Locked On Spartans and Locked On the Portal. Today's show is brought to you by SupplyHouse. When the opening whistle blows on a new repair, get your crew moving forward with SupplyHouse. Order today and see parts on your doorstep tomorrow. 280,000 plumbing, HVAC, and electrical items from the most trusted brands in the business. The real-time inventory and honest lead times keep you from pushing out projects, and their industry-leading customer service always has your blind side covered. If you need parts for a project next day, not a problem. SupplyHouse has you covered for that. If you need to figure out something, you've got the supply line that you can get to because you can call the customer service line and find exactly what you need and do so quickly. Join the free Trade Master program today and score serious perks like priority shipping, lower prices, and dedicated support line. Visit supplyhouse.com to sign up for free and use promo code SHCollege5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Real people and real service. All right, Matt. Now that we've got the GoFundMe kind of like headed in the right direction.
There's at least $12 in there. I can feel it. I can physically feel it right now. So this is perfect. We're good.
Thank you once again for making this a part of your day. Locked on Spartans, locked on the portal. We appreciate your support. We truly do.
Yep.
We have some fun here, but we got a serious issue to talk about, Matt.
Got a few. Yeah. Yeah.
Give me your top 3 biggest concerns for players hitting the portal and leaving Michigan State because it's in shambles. Just straight up. Just give me your top 3.
Nick Marsh always has to be brought up, and I'm going to, cite the chat that I had with Corey Robinson the other day. And he was a little more hopeful that Nick Marsh can come back. I mean, did he leave the percent chance at 100%? No, but I mean, he cited some pretty, reasonable things. Is that Michigan State has already taken care of him. Who's to say that they wouldn't do that again? Also, like, Nick Marsh does have the buy-in here to this program. Like, he does enjoy it here at Michigan State by all accounts. He is still working his you-know-what off on the field. You see the high-effort plays. He's not checked out. Of course, at the end of the day, sometimes there's a business decision to be made. So that's the number one guy I'm going to be looking for right there off the top. Outside of him, oh, God, of course, Jordan Hall, you got to throw his name out there, the linebacker. I mean, he's, really solid player. He's been here for what seems like forever. He's been a mainstay in this defense. Would he jump ship to just go somewhere else his senior year? I don't know. But, I mean, look, I'm talking about big names here, guys that we would really, truly miss. So Marsh, Hall, that's 1A and 1B. And then, oh, God, for the third guy, I got to say, maybe the sophomore quarterback or this redshirt freshman quarterback, Alessio Milivojevic, I'm sure he will come back, especially if Jonathan Smith and co come back. But hey, in this day and age, college football, you never know. So I like what we saw, just one game out of him against Minnesota, but I guess that's who I'm going to go with. I'm sure I'm missing like a young lineman, like Rustin Young, Rakeem Johnson. But yeah,
linemen are a premium. So that's a good point right there. Let's pivot on that right there.
Yeah.
I did for my own needs here for the Portal podcast. I went ahead and got ahead of it, and I did a list.
Okay.
The top programs in college football, they have a chance to make the playoff, this, that, and the other. I did like 27 schools. I said, I want to look at the depth charts, then I'm going to list what I think are the top 3 needs for these schools. Out of that 27, like 24 of them I had O-line.
Yeah, isn't that the truth, man?
There aren't many. So if Michigan State is short there, and they are,
somehow.
You don't overpay in the portal, Matt. You are bent over.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a problem. So scale of 1 to 10, what is your feeling for the O-line for next year based on what's coming back? And they got some young guys. But
now I'm going to start screaming because, like, the O-line, of all the problems that we have this year, this has to be near the top or at the very top for offensive line. And it is just befuddling how it has looked this bad this year. They are looking worse than they did last year, and they still looked really bad last year. They are running the ball for less yards per carry. They are on pace to give up more sacks. Their stuff rate, if you want to go into that stat, is higher than last year somehow. Their line yards per rush is somehow lower than last year. And last year you could excuse it because, hey, you had your starting 5, and then they just had one backup that had any college experience, and he wasn't even that good. So, look, when the injuries start compiling early in the season, you can understand why the offensive line got really off the rails early on. But it's okay, because year 2 is here. We are returning a lot of guys. We got 2, if not 3, great guys out of the portal to bolster this offensive line. Luka Vincic, he goes down early. Okay. Matt Goldman, he's been fine. Connor Moore, he's been okay, too, out of Montana State. Stan Ramil, returning left tackle, he's been dealing with injury issues. That's not lost with me. But, my God, the calling card for this season was, hey, this great offensive line coach that we've been hearing about, that I've been talking about because the people that know their stuff have been talking highly about him. He's got these guys with college experience under his wing for year 2. This offensive line can be at least average. They are like one of the worst in the Big Ten. I get it. Like, there are some injuries. Everyone's got injuries, though. I literally cannot believe the offensive line looks like this in year 2. Under Jim Maholchek. So, like, what's my confidence going into next year? I don't care if you put Orlando Pace on this roster. I don't care if you bring back Jack Conklin. I don't have any confidence for the offensive line until I actually see it materialize through the month of October from here on out. I solemnly swear, I do not have a Bible in this studio. I really need one these days. I solemnly swear to never talk up about the offensive line before the season starts ever again the rest of my life, because I've been burned on it a few times, but really this offseason, because it just looks horrible. So, Brian, I don't even know if that answered your question, but my confidence for anything offensive line related does not exist. It does not exist. So,
it's a 0. Okay.
It's a 0, and it's really comforting to know that we need transfers out of the portal, just like every other school does. And, yeah, we're just going to have to convince guys to come here to a program that hasn't been to a bowl game in 3 years, that hasn't had an offensive lineman drafted in God knows when. Actually, it was last year. It was in the late rounds, though, but you get my point. It's not like we're a factory of offensive linemen over here. So, yeah. Any other fun questions, Brian?
I mean, you took that one on a tangent that got me more information than I was expecting. But
you asked that. I was like, I'm like a point guard. I'm like clearing out the paint. I'm like, no, we're going ISO ball here. I just need to get this off my chest. For
that
the
was
next 3
part
minutes,
of
yeah.
That was part of your psychiatry right there. Without
that was unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. All right. On that note, obviously, offensive line is a need in the portal. Everybody needs D lineman. That's kind of say. Is there a spot that's kind of off the radar that they need to hit in the transfer portal this offseason?
Off the radar, no, because I think it's all on the radar. I mean, anything and everything on defense. I mean, if there's one position group that you might be fine not touching, it'd be linebacker. I mean, Jordan Hall comes back. Brady Pretzloff, he missed a lot of this year due to injury. And then you got some young guys behind him. Fine. But yeah, clearly the secondary needs still a little bit of work for as many bodies as they added in the last cycle, especially the spring cycle, where I think they realized, like, oh, God, this is not going to be good. Let's just add as many cats in the wall as possible and see if anything happens here. Maybe one of those guys materialize next year, but it all just starts in that defensive line, of course. And not to say it's been like a total abject disaster, but certainly you need a lot more out of this defensive line. Like, you need more pass rush. You need more run stopping. It all starts with the defensive line. I'm not going to scream because, like, they've had issues that have carried over from recruiting from the previous staff that they've tried to supplement in the transfer portal. And just like offensive line, like, it's not just you can just go cherry picking for a pass rusher, especially if you're in a situation like Michigan State, which A, hasn't been winning a lot, B, hasn't sent a lot of pass rushers to the NFL, and then, well, C, you got a transfer portal, like, money pool. You had to spread it so thin across so many positions because that's just the fact of the matter with this roster. So, no, they couldn't just ball out and buy the top pass rusher. They had to kind of try to get savvy with it. So instead of being angry like I was with the offensive line, I'm just depressed talking about the defense and our needs. So I'm really going through like every stage of grief right now in this segment. This is good. This is healthy. I like this.
All right. When we come back, I don't know if it's going to be good for your psychiatry, Bill, but I'm going to make a few predictions on the coaching situation.
Okay.
And what's coming, because I'm going to tie this into the University of Michigan. There's an odd.
Oh, great.
You'll actually kind of like this.
Oh, try me. Okay, let's go. All right.
And I think Michigan State fans will too. I have some interesting thoughts on the coaching situation in Ann Arbor, et cetera. That state is just going to be the epicenter next year. I'm going to explain next here on this crossover of Locked On Spartans and Locked On the Portal. Today's show is brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets to a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps the game more exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, Matt, you need at least some form of good news, I think, today. Because right now I put you in a pretty low spot, I would imagine. And I think you kind of took it on yourself a little bit.
We're fine. We're not fine, but we're fine.
Here's my thought. I don't think they're going to fire him based on what I read and based on what you just told me.
I know, right? Oh, my God.
Unless Magic gets involved or something.
Please get involved. Please get involved.
But at the same time, let's play a little hypothetical here.
Okay.
And I'm sure you hear about some of this stuff too, because you live up there.
Sure.
Let's say it goes into next season And I'm going to go out on a limb and guess it doesn't go well. Just going to throw that out there. I'm going to guess, why would it? You know, if you don't change anything and you expect the same or a different result, you know, it's called insanity.
That's right. That's that word. Yeah.
But there's something else that's interesting. Ann Arbor, Michigan's got a pretty good team this year, but they're not great. They're losing some players. I'm seeing some of the shine off the Harbaugh era go away. Like that was a really well-coached organization. I know you don't like them, but I'm sure you can respect what they did, et cetera, as far as
it's almost like they had something extra going on during that little tenure too, but that's for a different conversation. That's true.
That's true.
Got my binoculars out for that one for the podcast listeners. That was a visual comedy bit right there. Anyway, sorry, Brian. I'm derailing your conversation again. I'm sorry.
The key here is the following. I don't think they're going to like what's coming because I'm not seeing Bryce get much better. And their defense is going to lose more guys.
Right. Yeah.
And they're losing all the Harbaugh. Like, it's going to be pretty much his program next year, year 3. I'm already hearing a few rumblings. Like, that could be a slow death march because if you fire him, do you keep Bryce? Like, that's going to be interesting. And I'm trying to give Michigan State fans a little hope because let's be honest. Fans like to see their rivals struggle. And I'm being very kind.
We want someone else in this misery boat with us as it's sinking. Yeah, like we want as many passengers with us as possible. So, yeah, this is good. I like this.
I think Michigan's going to be 7-5, 8-4 next year, and he will at least be on the hot seat.
Oh,
I'm seeing, like, when they played USC a few weeks ago, they were bludgeoned, and they have more talent in the trenches than SC, and they got beat up. And he's an O-line coach.
That's the problem, right?
Explain that to me. Because I thought they would beat USC. I picked them to beat USC. I'm like, the most overrated coach in college football is in LA. I still believe that.
Okay.
But at the same time, they beat them 31-13. They smacked them. Michigan's had some moments that they're okay. I mean, they struggled against Michigan State, no offense, but that's not a good sign.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
They had some, and they just struggled with Purdue.
Yeah, right.
At home?
Yeah, hasn't looked pretty in some of these wins, but I you know what? I'm envious of that. Like, they don't ask how, they ask how many. But yeah, honestly, like even taking my hater shades off, hasn't looked pretty. And you do talk to any Michigan fan. I don't know how much fun they're having this year. Certainly more than we're having.
Well, yeah, they're still winning it, but how many of those guys were holdovers from Jim's staff? You know what I mean? Like bringing those kids in. I'm not saying Moore's a bad coach, but he's not going to – I don't think he's a Michigan elite level coach.
I think it's safe to say they want more. No pun intended, but I think it's safe to say they want a little bit more over there, right? I mean, I don't think I'm overstepping here. I know people will be upset at that because I'm wearing a Michigan State shirt and I'm just a salty hater, but you put any Michigan fan on a polygraph test, like they have to tell you that, no, this is not going the way that any of us want it to go right now.
He's going to be an 8-4, 9-3 coach. And that's that realm where it's hard to fire the guy.
I know, right? It's perfect.
It's good. But at the same time, they're not winning any titles. And like, do you really think that he's going to outcoach the guy in Columbus when they play later this year? Yeah.
Maybe. I'm at the point now, just like Michigan State's offensive line, I will not talk about it until I see it. Like, I'm not going to talk about Ohio State beating Michigan until I actually see it now. After what happened last year. So, but I get what you're saying. Like Ryan Day, truly, last year aside, I would say a little bit better. You got a little bit more of a stable program down there than the one that shares the state with us. Yeah.
I think Julian Sayen's near 80% completion percentage will do pretty well.
He's good, it turns out. Wow. I didn't think he'd be a bum by any stretch of the imagination, but I didn't think he'd be this. Like, geez, like, good for Ohio State to finally get a quarterback. Wow, it's about time for them.
Yeah. Anyway, now let's talk about Michigan State's schedule just for a moment.
Back to us. Okay, great. Okay. That was a fun little vacation over there away from us. I did appreciate that. But yeah, let's talk about these last 3 games, I suppose.
They got Penn State. And when I pulled up the schedule, I didn't get past that one because I'm like, I have no idea.
Right. I know.
I'm not a gambling guy at all, but if I was, I would bypass that game immediately.
Wise decision. Yes. Wise. Yeah.
I mean, any thoughts on what you're going to get from Penn State? Because I don't think they're going to be excited about playing the Spartans. Let's be
Wow. East Lansing in the middle of November to play in front of a 2/3 full stadium in what would be probably at the most 40-degree weather. Now, can't imagine the enthusiasm off the bus is going to be them skipping and throwing rose petals around. We talked about this game a little bit the other day. I think it's a lazy take, but it's just one I believe. I think that they will out-talent you. And I understand, like, well, they should have out-talented UCLA, Northwestern.
Sure.
But I don't know. Like, they got, 6-7 more NFL players than Michigan State has. I think Penn State wins that game, but it certainly is not the 0% chance that it was a few months ago going into the season. So, look, I referenced this website the other day, kfordrankings.com. They give you an 18% chance against Penn State, which is 14% higher than it was in the preseason, I think. So that's not a 0%. I still think Penn State wins, but just like you said, I could see either team also winning this game by 20 points. So I am a gambling man, Brian, and even I will stay away from this game. I got no idea what to expect next weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. What are the last two games that they have after that?
It's at Iowa, who was unfortunately looking pretty good this year. That's given Indiana their toughest test that they've had so far, and then their patented early season weird 3-point loss against Iowa State. But outside of that, the defense looks good. The offense actually shows flashes. They scored, 40 points just the other day. Iowa, oh my God. So now our saving grace here doesn't have anything to do with what's going to happen on the field between Michigan State and Iowa. It's the fact that they got to play Oregon, then they got to go to USC, and then back at home to face Michigan State. Could there be a little bit of a letdown spot? Maybe. That's really all I'm holding my hopes out for. I don't expect to win that game.
So it could be 21-7 and just ugly instead of 42-7.
That sounds very real. I could see that vividly in front of my eyes right now. Yeah.
It's kind of what I'm thinking. Their defense wasn't very good early this year. Then the last few games they have.
Phil Parker got in the lab and he's cooking something nasty up down there. Yeah, I know. I'm impressed with them. Yeah.
If they hadn't lost that Iowa State game, they'd be in playoff.
I know. Oh, God, that Hawkeye logo right there, sitting at 14 at the college football playoff rankings show. Oh, that would have hit good. But
yeah. So last game is who?
This is going to be the can't miss one. Everyone thinks Michigan, Ohio State. Oh, the Iron Bowl. No. This is the granddaddy of them all, Brian. Spartans, Terrapins at Ford Field. That's right. Sold out crowd. Cheapest get-in ticket. Minimum $350. This is going to be one that you cannot, under any circumstance, miss if you're a college football fan.
So you meant $3.50, right? That's what.
That actually probably will not be far off from what it actually is when the game kicks off. It's funny. I'm going to plug for one of our sponsors here. I was talking to my dad because we are going to this game. We got a group of 8 or 9 of us. We have not gotten the tickets yet, and I said that's the game where you walk into the stadium 30 minutes before kickoff. You open up your Gametime app and you just grab a gaggle of the cheapest tickets possible, which will be roughly $8.37. I can imagine when this game kicks off, but. Sick enough as it is, as horrible as things have been going, I am very excited to go to that game. That will be a fun time, if not for nothing else. But yeah, that's a game that's look, I'm going to go back to that website again, kfordrankings.com. 46% chance of a Michigan State victory. Now, it's not lost to me that that does send a knife through my heart that we're not even above 50% to win against Maryland at home. That I will not lie to myself. That does hurt to read out loud, but that at least is a very winnable coin tossy game. Who knows what the team's going to look like at that point? Let's see if Alessio Milivojevic is still alive after playing 2 games beforehand behind that offensive line. I could be playing quarterback that game. I got no idea, but that's going to be our best shot right there, beating Mike Loxley and those Terrapins to end the season. That'll fire up the fan base going into the offseason. That's right. That'll turn the tide.
So 4-8. Way to go. Oh, boy. So my prediction, as I promised, I think they'll fire Jonathan Smith next year. I think Michigan's coach will be on the hot seat. They will not fire him, but it'll at least be fun for Spartan fans, and you'll have some hope at the end of next season because you're having a new coach. That's as good as I can get for you right now because you guys are terrible.
That's all you got for me? Terrible. It's not good. It's not good. It's actually so bad that you're calling us terrible, and like I don't even have like a single shred of like energy to fight you on it, because why would I fight the truth? And I don't even think many people watching this show who are obviously massive Michigan State fans, the best Michigan State fans. If you're listening to an episode about Michigan State football in November at this point, you are the greatest fans that have ever walked the earth. I don't even think they'd fight you too hard on it. So God, I feel like I'm on Pawn Stars right now. Like that's the best you have to offer me. Would I take that right now, or am I just going to let it ride? I'm going to let it ride. I'm going to see if J-Beck can scrounge up $30 whatever million just to get the conversation started about an ex-head coach, and then an additional like 60-70 million on top of that for a new head coach, and then 20 million for an assistant pool, and then 20-25 million for an NIL pool. I know what I'm going to do after I hang up here. I'm going to go buy some Powerball tickets to help my guy J-Bat. That's what I'm going to do. This is how we get ourselves out of this place. Powerball tickets. Let's go.
All right, man. All right. Matt, tell everybody where they can find your work.
Locked On Spartans on YouTube and the podcast, if you guys want more of this for some reason. Also, Sheehan_sports. Guys, basketball's here. I just want to leave on that note. I know you didn't ask about that. I'm just going to remind everyone, basketball is still a sport being played in East Lansing, and it's beautiful. So.
For the entertainment for all, I'm going to cut up a few of these clips from Matt and put them all over the internet, because entertainment is entertainment, and we need it. And Matt needs that GoFundMe, so that's a reminder.
I do. This is going to be healthy.
It's his psychiatry bill. It could be quite extensive in the next year.
Rivaling Smith's buyout number, actually. It's getting up there. We're not there yet, but we're creeping closer every day. So yeah,
that's right. So you can find me at FBScout_Florida on social media, and you can find this podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your pods. This has been Locked On Spartans and Locked On the Portal.